My family is deeply rooted in Wetumpka as well as Montgomery, Alabama. Great-grandparents, grandparents, as well as my mother and all of her brothers and sisters were all born here. Majority of them are still buried here, along with other cousins, uncles, etc. So I felt it was time for me to come home. And this is what I found. Montgomery is deep and rich when it comes to history, whether it be the Civil Rights Movement or the Civil War. So I took a ride with Mr. Hobson Cox, local businessman as well as historian. He gave me a tour of downtown that you could not believe. And he pointed out some of the historical landmarks and told me some of the stories. And even though we learned about a lot of this stuff in the history books, it's something completely different to be in these locations and actually feel the energy of the history and the people that participated in it. So take a ride with me and Hobson. You may actually learn something. And in case you didn't know, my name is JB, and this is my experience in downtown Montgomery, Alabama.
This is Brian Stevenson Legacy Museum. You know, they have a restaurant. I haven't been in there yet. You know, Brian, his office used to be right across the street from my gift shop. I had a gift shop called Capital Gifts and Imprinting. And the idea behind that is, I'll show you the article, I still have it. Morris Dees, before he dedicated the Civil Rights Memorial, he highlighted the fact that the unique history of Montgomery, both the Civil War and the Civil Rights Movement, started here. Isn't that something?
Yeah, that's deep.
Now you think about that, right?
That's deep.
Morris Dees was one of the principal architects of a strategy that used civil lawsuits to secure a court judgment for monetary damages against an organization for a wrongful act. This meant the courts could potentially seize organization assets in order to gain payment of the judgment. Dees said that the aim was to gain large judgments that would, quote unquote, clean their clocks. In 1981, the SPLC and Dees sued the United Klans of America and won a $7 million judgment for Beulah May Donald, the mother of Michael Donald, an African-American who had been lynched by UKA members in Alabama. The judgment bankrupted UKA, and his national headquarters building was sold for $51,875.
This is Perry Street. That was Court Street. I think we just got off of it. My building is on Perry. I own 10 Perry. The number one address on Perry Street. Probably Montgomery. Brian has put millions of dollars in this. If you probably can find it, you'll find Oprah Winfrey and a lot of other people behind it. It says it's loaded with stuff. That's Miss Colvin. She was the original Claudette Colvin, the lady that actually refused to give up her seat. And she sued. The lawsuit, Rosa Parks, was an afterthought. Can you get that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Now keep in mind, Court Street is over there. Court Street is more important than Perry. And I'm going to show you why. All right. That used to be the Commerce District. You know, they had the meat packing and all the early industries was there. This was the church.
Now, which church is this?
St. John.
Okay.
That's where Jefferson Davis, the president of the Confederacy. Okay. Let's go back over here to court. There's your city hall. Now keep in mind, there's nothing in this block. Once you go past City Hall, till you get to me.
All of this was empty until it got down to your building.
I'm going to show you. I live next door to City Hall. Coosa Street. This is where the slave markets and all that used to be down in this area. That's the riverfront.
Really going on in America.
Now, this is the back of Dexter. We're on Monroe Street. Monroe used to be the Black Wall Street. This is where the black businesses were. All the way up through here. When I moved here, that's where Fred Gray's office was. Who was Fred Gray? He was represented Dr. King and Rosa Parks and all the people in the Civil Rights Movement. And he's still alive. He's 92 years old. I was talking to his brother-in-law yesterday. My cousin is in that firm with him, Walter McGowan.
You say in the firm with him like he's still, I know he probably ain't practicing, but you say that like he's still active?
Yeah, he speaks all over the place. I could get you an interview with him probably. I'll tell him who you are.
Definitely.
Now this is Court Street. 1 Court Square, the fountain. That's the Winter Building. What is the Winter Building? That was the telegraph office where the telegraph was sent telling General Beauregard to fire on Fort Sumter.
Wow.
That's where the Civil War started, in that building.
The Civil War started right there in that building. Now this, I almost bought this. This used to be an optical shop. It was John Patterson, a good friend of mine, old guy, House of Eyeglasses. And that metal facade was the way they did stuff. The last thing I know about this was Al Seawright, my brother owns it. And the tunnels go all the way to the fountain. There's tunnels underneath this, where they used to bring the slaves up so the white women wouldn't see them. Wow.
But that's it. All right,
So yeah, he probably.
here we go now. This is Court and Washington. My building's right in the back of that. We'll get back to it. But I'm going to show you what Court Street has to offer.
Because I'm definitely coming down here, and I'm just going to walk around, man. And
Court Street should be Martin Luther King Boulevard.
oh, okay. This is
starting back there at that museum.
Gotcha.
You know why? Because once you get up here, you know what that is? That's the Frank M. Johnson Courthouse, where all the federal help that went on to help us get started on the dream in that building right there. Frank Johnson, white folks wanted to run him out of town. Right here is the bus station where they beat the Freedom Riders. This is Court Street.
This is Court Street.
I mean, this is.
Oh, shoot.
This is the bus station. Freedom Rides Museum. Here. How about that? Now, I have actually taken pictures of all of these historical markers. We need to put them in a guide book.
Okay.
How to find them. Here's the governor's mansion right here. That's the back of it. That's the governor's mansion. But this is what makes my building so sweet.
Because it's this close to the governor's mansion.
The governor's mansion is on Perry.
Ah, gotcha.
And I bought this building, man, back in 1996. And I live in a house, John, that was actually built around 1870,
Security checkpoint.
a few years after the war. You know, and it was built by a Confederate who had black children, my grandparents, and we still got it. Now this is Perry Street, and there's your governor's mansion.
I got you. I got you. I truly do.
I've been in there.
I got you. Anyway.
So they marched from down this way,
Uh-huh.
and they marched up this way to the Capitol.
And gave their speech. That's what Dr. King.
They go to Capitol.
And this was Dexter Avenue. Dr. King named his son Dexter.
After the avenue.
Yeah. About the time he was preaching at Dexter King Memorial Baptist Church. I'm a member there. It's right up the street. Rosa Parks Library. This is where she actually refused to give up her seat. It's right here.
Okay.
And on her birthday, which is February 4th, they usually put the bus out there. I took a picture going through the front door just for that.
Ah, man, I was here. I didn't even know about that.
Yes. This is Troy Davis Theater, Jeff Davis. The interesting thing about that place, and you have to go back to the Lehman Brothers.
Lehman Brothers, a former Fortune 500 global finance services firm, was founded in 1850 in Montgomery, Alabama, by German Jewish immigrants Henry, Emmanuel, and Meyer Lehman. Starting out as a general dry goods store, the business evolved into a cotton brokerage firm, and its activities were interrupted by the Civil War, but resumed when the Lehman Brothers moved to New York, where they helped establish the Cotton Exchange. Shortly after the onset of the Civil War, Meyer Lehman teamed up with Montgomery cotton merchant John Wesley Durr to form Lehman, Durr and Company. John Wesley Durr was civil rights activist John Clifford Durr's grandfather.
This is Five Points Hill up here. You know, up underneath this street here, you still have what do you call it? The rails for the traffic system. I'm gonna give you the whole tour. Montgomery, a lot of people don't know it, but we had the first electric buses or transportation in the United States.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
They called it the Lightning Route. And it used to just around this area, kind of like San Francisco. Holt Street Baptist is where they had a lot of meetings during the movement.
And you can tell a lot of these buildings is the actual same buildings.
I watched them move this building. That was the Thompson House. I was living in Tuskegee when they took it down. And they put it in storage. And in 1987, when I opened Affordable Eyewear, there was a sign out front that they were going to reconstruct it. So I took an 8mm camera and time-lapse watching them reconstruct that building. And I gave the movie to the Historical Commission. But the Thompson building is actually the building, it was in Tuskegee, right there before you get to the square. And that was the Thompson family. And when Eleanor Roosevelt visited Tuskegee to see what was going on with the Tuskegee Airmen, she stayed in that house. President Roosevelt's wife. There's a picture, you'll see a picture of Eleanor and Chief Anderson in a plane. He took her up and flew her around. And that's what opened it up. People say, black folks can fly too, let them fly.
Wow.
So that's simple, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, but anyway, I know that family.
Like I said, it is so much history when it comes to Montgomery, Alabama. So many things and so many people that we simply do not know about. As a matter of fact, here's another one. Virginia Foster Durr was an American civil rights activist and lobbyist. She was born in Birmingham, Alabama in 1903 to Dr. Sterling Foster, an Alabama Presbyterian minister, and Ann Patterson Foster. Durr was a close friend of Rosa Parks and Eleanor Roosevelt, and she was also sister-in-law of Supreme Court Justice Hugo Black, who sat on many crucial civil rights cases. Back in Birmingham, Durr was raised by Black women, but was also taught that the Ku Klux Klan were protectors of Southern womanhood. By 1941, Durr became the vice president of the SCHW's Civil Rights Subcommittee. In 1951, Durr returned with her husband to Montgomery, Alabama, where she became acquainted with local civil rights activists like Rosa Parks, Aubrey Williams Nixon, and Miles Horton. She was inducted into the Alabama Women's Hall of Fame in 2006. There are so many hidden figures, forgotten moments that could reshape what we believe. Important people who made these events possible and changed the course of history.
It's that we need to work together and solve these problems.
If people are to begin living in harmony with each other, we need a solution which will guarantee racial harmony and freedom for all. It was said that by highlighting these unheard of heroes who champion the call for peace, this series would encourage that racial harmony. So join me on Ground Zero as I take a walk through the special history, the real history of Montgomery, Alabama. Let's meet some of the unsung heroes and some of the key people that were simply forgotten through history. It's time. It's time to understand that when it comes to civil rights, we were never in this fight alone. It's time to understand that no matter how dark things were, there was also light. So let's begin to focus on that light, starting with Montgomery, Alabama. Starting with Ground Zero.